different. Hi, it's Professor Laura. We're here to talk about page 80, 80, and we're here to discuss what what things you have never done but you would like to do, and things you would or wouldn't do. Would or wouldn't do. Okay, and you're going to think about things you would do and things you wouldn't do. Things I've never done, but I would like to do. I would eat a snake. That's false. I definitely would not eat a snake. I would go skydiving. That's false. I'm not going to go skydiving. Okay. So talk about some things you would do and then things you wouldn't do. Okay. And then you're going to answer them if they're true or false, just the step 3 part. Since we don't have a partner, we're just going to go off of what we're doing in step 1 and step 3. Those are the ones we're going to do. Okay, so write them down. Write them down. So I would eat a snake. I would go skydiving. I would climb Mount Everest. I would uh, uh, go to China. I would uh, study to be a doctor. I would learn Chinese. I would. So write down a bunch of things that you would do, and then have at least 2 or 3 of them be things you wouldn't do. They're going to be false. So there are many, many things you could do. I could become an architect, or I would become an architect. I would go hiking, fishing, camping, uh, skydiving, canoeing, kayaking. Canoeing and kayaking are going out on a lake or a river in a little boat. I could go surfing. I would go surfing. I would go surfing. I would go wind surfing, which is when you surf and there's a little sail so the wind is blowing you. That's one's a little harder. You can take lessons on a lot of these things, by the way. I would go scuba diving. It doesn't have to be sports, though. It can also be anything. It could be learning something. I would learn the ukulele. I would learn to play the guitar. I would. I would. There's so many things you could do. I would learn how to do origami, which is folding paper. I would. This is a great thing for you to think about now because you have a little bit more time, maybe, to think about things you really want to learn how to do, like gardening or backpacking or learning an instrument. There's so many things you can learn to do right now in your home that are interesting. If you really don't know what to do, then look up something. Look them up online. See if you can find new things to think about. Use your phone and look things up online. These can be things you watch, like I would watch a horror movie on television or something like that. But try to think of something more interesting. You can write a novel. I would write a novel. I would write a short story, short play, or film. I would paint. There is a very famous show called The Joy of Painting that ran on for a very long time. He's on YouTube, so you can paint happy little trees. That's what he did. He's the tree guy. You can write a song. You can even take a songwriting course. You can explore things online like MoMA, which is New York's museum. MoMA, MoMA. You can tour the Uffizi in Florence. It's a beautiful collection of Renaissance art. You can go to the Tate, Britain, and it's a lovely river walk in the gallery, and you can do that from your computer. You don't have to do that. There are over 500 museums you can visit now on lockdown. You can do karaoke at home. You can read thousands of journals. You can try a fitness challenge like 100 push-ups. You can have a virtual house party, so you can have a whole bunch of people that are all watching the same movie and eating snacks and doing things. You can get an online pen pal. You can try a very, very cute thing called amigurumi. Amigurumi. The Japanese art of crocheting small creatures or characters. It's a cheap hobby, and you can find many, many patterns online. It's called amiguri. You can learn to cook something new. You can find a whole bunch of recipes online. You can order a board game and learn how to play a new board game. Websites like Tabletopia are free, have free accounts for new players. You can learn a lot of languages. There are some aquariums online with live cameras and caves. You can clean and declutter your home. There are so many things you could do. So right now, write down I would, put me on hold, write down things you would do. This is a fun thing to think of things you could do while you're still at home. Or things you would do when you're free to move around. Remember to put 3 or 4 false ones in there. Okay. Now we're going to listening. We are going to do listening. We're going to listen to a conversation between Kayla and her mom. And they're having a problem. Okay, they're having a problem. Okay. Would you clean up your room? I'm tired of asking you. I won't ask again. Mom, can you give me a break? I am on the phone right now. I will do it after. No, you should do it as soon as I tell you. I asked you to do it yesterday, and now I'm fed up with waiting. Fed up means very angry and frustrated. Yesterday I was really busy. I couldn't do it then. Busy? Are you kidding me? You were texting on your phone all day. Okay. I shouldn't say that I was too busy, but maybe I please have a few more minutes. All right. When exactly might you start? Like I said, it will only be a couple of minutes. It had better be. I shall be very angry if it is not done before noon. Ooh, angry mom. Very dangerous situation. Okay. Would you clean up your room? I'm tired of asking you. I won't ask again. Mom, can you give me a break? I'm on the phone right now. I will do it after. No, you should do it as soon as I tell you. I asked you to do it yesterday, and now I'm fed up with waiting. Yesterday, I was really busy. I couldn't do it then. Busy? Are you kidding me? You were texting on your phone all day. Okay. I shouldn't say that I was too busy, but may I please have a few more minutes? All right. When exactly might you start? Like I said, it will only be a couple of minutes. It had better be. I will be very angry if it is not done before noon. Okay, pronunciation. Pronunciation. Listen to the different pronunciation. Pull, pool, full, fool, soot, suit, look, Luke, stood, stewed, cook, kook. Kook is a crazy person. Could, cooed. Cooed is a sound a baby makes when they're just babbling or talking to themselves. Would, Wooed. Again, this is an informal word. To woo is to get someone to fall in love with you. Should. Shooed. Shooed means telling someone to go away from you. Okay, let's try this again. Pull. Pool. Full. Fool. Soot. Soot is the black stuff that from burning something like in a chimney. Suit. Look. Luke. Stood. Stewed. Stew can be very angry, or stew can also mean cooking something slowly, like stewed tomatoes. Cook. Kook. Could. Cooed. Would. Wooed. Should. Shooed. Okay, reading and writing. Yoko had a very bad day yesterday. And then you're going to write about your bad day. So right now, let's look at what happened to poor Yoko. Yesterday was a bad day, and I will try harder tomorrow. I would really like everything to be more comfortable at work. Here's how my problem started. I couldn't hear the alarm clock in the morning, so I slept in. I missed the bus, and I arrived late at work. When I explained the situation to my boss, she wouldn't understand. She just said that I should be more responsible. I know that I should do better. I will wake up earlier tomorrow. I will put the alarm right next to my bed. I won't be late to another day of work. By the way, this is a very common problem. The best thing to do is to have two things that ring. Your phone, put your phone under your pillow, and then have a second alarm. I have a sports watch, and I can set it to beep at a certain time. So if I'm not awake, it will go off, and it will go beep, 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 and it will wake me up. Okay. So think of your bad day. How did your bad day start? What could you do to prevent it? What could you do to stop this problem from happening? What happened during the day? What should you do to change the situation? I should. Okay. What would you do differently next time? So I'm going to give my example. You think of your example. I have a bad day because I didn't work out. So because I didn't work out, I was really tired and I couldn't wake up. And I ended up, messing up something that I was writing because I wasn't very awake. So what I could do to prevent it is to wake up earlier so I have more time to work out. So I would also change the situation by having two alarms that ring so I wake up and I work out so I'm more awake during the day. And what would I do differently next time? Working out has to be my priority. I've got to do that first. Then I can do the other things in my morning. So that's my example. Write down how you would have a bad day and what you should do to change it. Okay, reading and writing, page 82. Okay, so for this person, she couldn't hear the alarm clock and she missed the bus. In order to prevent it, she needs to have two alarms that go off, one of them under her pillow and the other one across the room, so she has to get out of bed and go over there. So to change the situation. So for you, you're going to write down your bad day and what you should do. Grammar review. Page 83. Now remember, grammar review is very important because this is what you need to study for your writing test. Okay? May I hold your hand? I'm scared. Okay. Yes, you can. All right. Could we still win? We are losing by a lot of points. May I be excused from the table? I am done eating. In households in the US and English speaking houses like Great Britain and possibly Australia, people ask permission to leave the table because people are talking, not just eating at the table. And they say, may I be excused from the table? Children do this, ask their parents to be excused from the table. So, may I be excused from the table? I'm done eating. May I marry your daughter? We love each other. This is a thing that is a very old custom. When you want to marry someone, you approach that person's father and ask permission to marry their daughter. Women have done this where they ask, where if they're going to ask the question, they have asked the father of their person they want to marry. But mostly it's men asking for their daughter's father. Can you tell me how to get to 47th Street? I'm lost. Can we stay with you while we are in town? The hotels are all booked. Hotels are all booked means there's something going on in town that's very busy, like a convention, or it's summer and they can't get a hotel room. Can you help me? I need some advice. May I take a rest, boss? I'm really tired. Can they finish on time? The deadline is near. Remember, may is asking permission. Can is asking for possibility. Can is a possibility. There are your answers. Can, may, can, may, can. B, rewrite the sentences using might. It is possible that I will travel to Montreal. I might travel to Montreal. It's also pronounced Montreal, but it's French. It's really Montreal. It is possible that I will arrive late. I might arrive late. It is possible that Sarah will ask for a ride. Sarah might ask for a ride. It is possible that it will rain today. It might rain today. It is possible that he will be promoted. He might be promoted. It is possible that I see you again. I might see you again. It is possible that you will forget me. You might forget me. Okay, here's your answers. I might arrive late. Sarah might ask for a ride. It might rain today. He might be promoted. Promoted is getting a better job with usually with more pay. I might see you again. You might forget me. All right. So using can't or couldn't along with one of the verbs in the box. I was hungry, but I couldn't eat anything. Herbert couldn't buy a ticket, so he missed the concert. I couldn't attend class tomorrow, so I can't attend class tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment. Priscilla is ready to leave, but she can't find her car keys. We are late. We couldn't have any more time. She was sorry that she couldn't write a thank you letter. Couldn't send a thank you letter. I couldn't say goodbye. I was in such a hurry. In a hurry means you're running late. You have to go somewhere. Couldn't buy, can't attend, can't find, can't waste, couldn't find, couldn't stay. Okay, to waste time means to spend too much time doing something when you have to do something else. All right, grammar review. D. Complete the sentences about what you can do at what ages. I could walk when I was 1. I could read. I learned how to read at 3.5, so I could read when I was 3. With 5, okay. I could tie my shoes when I was 5. What could I do when I was 10? Oh boy, I could ride my bicycle when I was 10. I could do algebra when I was 15. I could use a credit card when I was 20. I can pay my bills now that I am 52 years old, believe it or not. I'm 52. So you're going to write in your answers. What can you do? Now, this is important. They may ask you this on your test. What could you do when you were 17 or something? And you're going to write your answer. So think of one thing that you can do. Okay, very good. Let's review our chapter. So might, you need to know might. You need to know the difference between can and may. May is asking for permission. Can is a possibility. It can happen. All right. Reading and writing, don't worry about that. That's not on your test. I would, something you would do. And think about, do you think something will happen? Okay. We could and should, would, shall, may, might, will, would. So know the past tenses of these things. Know about what someone will do. The person said they would do something. Would create a website. Andy is planning a camping trip alone, so you're talking about the consequences. You could, something that could happen, it might happen. Okay, remember the may I borrow. Understand the questions that will go with the answers. Okay, so when you see these, A and B, understand both the question and the answer, because we ask answers for some. We write the answer, and you have to think of a question for some of them on the test. Be sure you can ask and for something, may I borrow, can I borrow, might I borrow, if you're being very formal. Okay, could I borrow? And know various vocabulary words like umbrella, book, things that you might lend someone. Remember, lend, could you lend me, or may I borrow? Know the difference, okay? Borrow, you or take, you or someone is giving it to you. Lend is you are giving it to someone else. Okay. This is the most important part. Can, may, will, and shall. Remember, can is informal, formal is shall. It's an old-fashioned word, but we do use it in very formal situations. You might hear it in a James Bond movie. Shall we dance? And, you know, permission. Could you, or I could is ability. Or possibility, we could take a taxi. Okay? Understand, may, can becomes could, may becomes might, will becomes would, shall becomes should. Now, most of the time we use should all the time, but we don't use shall very often. It's kind of an old word, an old-fashioned word. So study this. Be sure you understand how to use the modals, which are can, may, will, and shall. And for this one, know how to talk about if someone is moving. So could you help us move on Saturday? Yes, I'm free. Yes, I'm able to do that. Or you can count on me. Remember, to count on means someone that someone knows they can trust you, that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Okay, great job, guys. We covered Unit 10 today. Have a fantastic day.